Hello everybody, welcome to the 7th tutorial in the series, The Basics of Programming with Python. So today we are going to be talking about conditional statements part 2. In this video we're discussing nested and chained conditions. Okay, but I think we talked a little bit about, we talked about chain conditions in last video, which this is chain conditions. You can also have more of elif in here, but you can have two else, I think. But let's try one equals YouTube. Oh, what's going on? Print YouTube is cool. Of course YouTube is cool. I'm gonna say that. Let's make sure our code still runs. Okay, one is Yama. Let's change this to YouTube. Copy that and paste it here. Say that. Yeah, YouTube is cool. So I said you should try things in the last video, and if you remember to try something like this, let's see what happens. What happens? It should give us an error. We're gonna save that and run it. Invalid syntax, because I don't see reason why we would have two else statements here when we have one to handle it already. Okay, so that's how Python works. Python is really smart anyways. Okay, so now let's move on to nested statements. We're gonna be working with numbers now. I'm gonna be working with strings again. Okay, so let's create a variable called num, and we assign that to 33. And let's write a Boolean expression here which checks if a number is this number variable, value of the number variable is an even number. And the way we do this is, I talked about this in my video in variables, I think variables and operations with Python, something like that, where we talked about the modulo operator. And modulo operator checks if there's a remainder from a division operation. And remember this, if you have an even number divided by 2 and does it have a remainder, that means it's an even number. Okay, so this is what I mean. Example, if you divide 44 by 2 without a remainder, is obviously it's an even number. So just as we don't know the number, any number could be the number variable. So if num modulo 2, after dividing it, if your remainder, as this will return the remainder from the division operation, if this is equals 0, if this returns true, print num is an even number. Okay, elif num, let's just use else for now. You can use elif for, but let's type else print num is an odd number. Okay, so after we have this, now we're gonna check if number is less than or greater than 50. So we're gonna do if num is greater than 50. We're gonna print num is greater than 50, and if num, or let's use else. Of course, if the number is not greater than 50, then it's definitely less than 50. Else print num is less than 50. Okay, so this is what nested statement looks like. As you can see, you can even narrow this down the more by using elif here. Elif num is less than 25. You get that type of stuff where you have 20 less than 25, less than 10, to narrow it down to what the like a 10 distance range of what num is. Okay, but we're not doing that. That's gonna take too long, and nobody wants to watch a long video. Okay, so let's change this to elif num modulo 2 is not equals to, okay, it's not equals to 0. I talk about these operations, these Boolean operators already. So if you don't know about it, I'll link a video up here which will help you to get a quick reminder of what they do. or if you don't know about it, there's just watch the video up here, like a suggestion kind of card, and just look on it. You see what is there to get a clear understanding of what these boolean operators do. Okay, so let's move on. Print, this is an odd number, of course. Then we'll go if num is greater than 50. Okay, print, okay, what's wrong, num is, let's print, I don't want us to print the same number is greater than 50. Okay, num is an odd number and greater than 50. Okay, that will do. And then elif num, this is else here. Don't just start prolonging things. We're gonna print num is an odd number and is less than 50. Okay, this is a lot for you, I guess. Well, let's go through it from beginning now. So it's just the same basic principles with blocks of code, indentation, increases and decreases. If you don't understand it, make sure you watch this video. Understand this video, make sure you watch the last video to get a clear understanding of what I'm doing here. Okay, so you have if num. What this does is it divides the value of this number variable here by 2, and it returns a remainder. If there is none, it returns 0, which means it's an even number. For example, if you had 44 years, we divide it by 2, which will return 0, because dividing 44 by 2 will actually give you 0, which means it's an even number, which will equate to this. And then this will tell you this is an even number, and it goes down here again to a new block which checks if the number is greater than 50, which basically checks out the range of the number. And then it comes down here if this fails and checks otherwise. Of course, we could use else here, because if a number is even, then of course what could be the other alternative, which means it is odd. So let's change this to else. As you can see, okay, so you can do more things. Elif, can add elif number is equals 45. You can do print that my, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I haven't talked about string escaping, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna print, oh oops, my lucky number. Okay, so don't worry about what I said there about strings, but we'll get to that very soon in the course of this tutorial. Oops, that's my local number. So let's save this and run this. Okay, num is an odd number, and num is an odd number and is less than 50. Okay, I guess we could have. So this is it. Now let's check if this is true. Num is 33. Checks is 33 divided by 2. That's gonna return a remainder of 1. Then which make this 1 equals 0, return false. Okay, and then it comes to the else. So now it prints num is an odd number, and then it goes to the if num is greater than 50. Of course it's not. Then it goes to else, and then print or num is an odd number and is less than 50. So that's what we get here. This is very easy. So this is what you call nested statements in Python. Very easy. You can add the else here and other things. But let's just remove this here, like rotation, just like repeating the same thing again. We're gonna save that and run it. Num is an odd number, and okay, and to make this look better, and it's less than 50, and it's greater than 50. Okay, so we're gonna do that here too. And okay, so let's do that way. Let's change this. Let's run it first. Okay, working good. And then let's change this to 64. Sorry about that. This is an even number, so we should be the first condition. Okay, so now num is an even number, as you can see, and num is greater than 50. Let's put this to 49. We're gonna save that and run that. Okay, num is an, oh sorry, that's another number. I wanted it below I wanted it to be an even number but below 50. Sorry. Okay, so number is an even number and is less than 50. Let's change it to 45 and see if we get our unlock it to be unlocked number. So I want to show you something now. I think I talked about this in the last video. I want to make it really clear. So let's run this book. Notice we didn't get here. You know why? Because once this fails, we don't enter here anymore, even if any of this in this block passes. So I want you to know that really well. I have emphasized on this a number of times, like the third time I think, but the first time in this video. So I want you to know, once this first one fails, it goes to the next one, doesn't check if any of this passes. Even if every other thing passes here, once this first one fails, it doesn't enter this block anymore. That's the end for this block. Okay, now so what we can do is change this to an even number. Okay, yeah, sorry, yeah, you change that to an even number. So whatever passes through here is an even number, and then this can also pick that up. So we're going to save that, and then we're going to run it. Notice this, even if this is less, there's a lot going on in nested conditions, so you have to play. It's a little bit tricky, so you have to play around it to get an echo of what it is actually. For example, here, when this passes, it doesn't go to this else anymore, though the number is gonna be less than 50, as you can see, 46. So we're gonna run that less than 50. So now let's change this to 46. You're gonna run that. Who's my okay number? That's cool. But if I had this before this, it wouldn't have printed my lucky number. It's good. So you see, you also have to be careful how you arrange things when nesting conditional statements in Python, and it can be a little bit tricky. So just the more you do practice, the more you gain experience with it, and the more you become better. So keep doing things on it. You can write kind of game where you have a string with a word you guess, kind of something like that. You just put guess word. So that's like something you can, a game you can play with a friend. Guess word, create a variable for that and put whatever the random word you want to put there, and then you put if word is so, but that's kind of a stressful, I mean, but you can try that too. So you can give person a list of words to choose. So if the word is equals to one of the wrong words, just blah blah blah, you do this. If word equals to, for example, one of your wrong words, your list of words is let's say cats, and if the word is, because you can say no, a cat just meow at you and you're wrong, you get that kind of stuff. So you keep practicing with it, and the more you do this, you become better at nested conditional statements in Python. And then from there you can move on to the next video. So I'll probably be releasing next video next week too. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you like it, make sure you subscribe. Please subscribe and click the notification bell and hit the like button if you like this video, so I can keep dropping more. As you can see, give likes are not really encouraging, as I have not seen any like from the last video, and it's a week. Well, I just started anyways. So thanks for supporting. If you are watching the video, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.